Hello everyone! Feels like it's been a while since I've done a haul video. I've actually received a few orders and things have, as usual, been piling up. Some things I've actually already used and didn't film a haul video. Go figure. This is going to be all over the place. So we'll just jump right into it. I got a couple of packs of the Avery Elle. These are the extra large stamp and die storage. These are 6 3/4 by 9 3/8. So these fit the really big 6 by 8 stamp sets. Let me show. Here we go. The big sets, like this honeybee set. These great big huge sets. More and more companies are coming out with sets like this. Simon Says Stamp has a couple. Honeybee has several. Who else? I think Avery, Elle possibly? No. Neat and Tangle has a couple. Altenew I think has a lot. I don't have any Altenew sets. I keep my eye on them though. But yeah. So anyway, these fit that. As well as I got these because they're great. You can cut them down a little bit and they'll be great. They're great for background stamps, the 6 by 6 background stamps. I think that's really cool. I'm contemplating possibly cutting these down and using them to store my stencils as well. I'm not sure yet. Haven't thought that far, but it is possible. And you literally just cut them down and just use tape. Like that's it. But I've been getting a lot of questions about stamp storage pockets. So even though this is just a haul video, I somewhat organized my stamp storage pockets as I'm slowly, oh so slowly, getting tiny little like fraction of organizing. Lots and lots of people asking me about organization. I'm the last person to ask about it, but I'm doing a little, like literally not even baby steps. But one thing I do have, and because people see them in my videos and they ask me what storage pockets do I use? So these ones, and I actually already had some from previous. And then, do I have an unopened pack of these ones? I'm not even sure. Nope, just wait. Just wait, okay, there it is. The other ones I use that you guys see in the majority of my videos are the Simon Says Stamp storage sleeves. These are what I would call the average. Like, I know it's confusing because Avery has different sizes and several of them, they call them like large. And it's like, what's large? This is extra large. What's the normal size? These ones. These are the normal size. Ariel, I think that would be the Avery Elle large. Anyway, there's that one is the big one. This one will fit all our average 4 by 6 stamp sets. Actually, yeah, like that's what I throw, you know, all the normal size 4 by 6 that we use most of the time. And a lot of them I keep the packaging. It's easier for me to identify, but yeah, that fits in those. So those are the ones that everyone's asking. And then the other size that right now haven't been able to find anywhere else are these My Favorite Things tall. So, God, see, this is also why I don't do these videos very often, because I find it's hard to explain. So we have the normal size. You can see it's right there. These My Favorite Thing ones are about 1 inch higher. These are the ones you see for the taller sets. These are the 4 by 8 stamp sets. I had a bunch, and I still have a bunch, that they'll hang out the top of these ones. Here we go. Like, yeah. So here's a Simon storage sleeve and tall sets. I didn't have too much of a problem letting them just hang out the top, you know, but you can get these taller ones. And like I said, I think MFT is the only one that makes these right now. I would love if some other companies would too, just to give us more options, but they're great. And MFT has, I think, this size, a slightly smaller size as well. But yeah, so there's those. And then last but not least, I have the Simon Says Stamp clear pockets. These are the little ones that are just over like 5 inches square. These ones are even more sturdy, and they have the little like flap in them to hold the top flap closed. These ones, I've been slowly getting more of them and getting the inserts, and I'm storing more and more of my dies in them, like so. So, like I said, I'm slowly starting to label things and starting to organize them. I love to organize. I absolutely love it. I just don't have the time. So I'm trying very hard to get just the tiniest bit more organized. And yeah, literally putting all of my storage buckets. This is one of those big fridge bins containers. Simon says stamp carries several in different sizes, a bunch of them. So I've been slowly over the last 2 or 3 years, I think, I've been slowly getting more of these too because they're fabulous. I have them all over my studio. I have them in my pantry, like all different shapes and sizes of these because they're awesome for storage. So, like I said, baby steps. I'm getting there. I have had a lot of questions lately, and yeah, I will do maybe a separate video on stamp storage and tools or ink storage, you know, like it's on my list. So that's what I'm working on currently. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna, hopefully these will fit, and then this container will be full, and I will have to, yeah, it is full. We'll have to now use a bunch of these and actually get organizing. So, oh, and inserts. People have been asking about that too. Sorry, I'm like back and forth. I do buy a lot of, I got a bunch of these, the Simon Says stamp. These fit the standard normal, what I call the normal size. These fit, and you just bought the package inserts because Simon had a really good deal like around Black Friday or whatever. So I got several packs of these, and then I got the smaller ones for their smaller ones, like the die envelopes. When it gets into larger pockets, like the My Favorite Things tall ones, like this is actually just half a sheet of cardstock. I'm almost positive actually that's exactly what it is. And I just cut it in half. 2, 3. Yeah, so I just cut a sheet of cardstock in half. This is 5.5 by 8.5. So I get 2 for every sheet. And I just use cheap, like, you know, cheap white cardstock that I would not use for stamping or making cards because it's just not very good quality. But I'll cut those in half because those fit these perfectly. And then Simon does sell, where are they? I think these are, yeah, they sell also the inserts. They call these the large storage pocket inserts. And these ones are 6.5 inches by 9 inches. And they're meant for these great big Avery Elle storage pockets. So I've got a few of those. So those are the options, or you can just cut down cheap, I specify cheap. Don't cut down the good stuff because it's just for storage. You're not coloring on it or anything like that, but that's what I do. So that is that. Okay, and speaking of good cardstock, I also got another pack of the Neenah 80-pound smooth solar white paper. Simon, you can get packs of, it's like 25, I think, or 40. You can also get reams, FY. Getting the reams from pretty much anywhere. You generally have to pay extra for shipping because they weigh a lot. So I have the 80 and the 110 pound. I have a lot of the 110 pound on hand. I like both. It just depends on my mood and what I want to do with coloring and whatnot. But this is the go-to cardstock if you want to color with alcohol-based markers. It's great for sponging and blending and all those things. So the only thing it's not good for is watercoloring. Anything like, you know, any real heavy like markers, like water-based markers and that, I don't use this for that. This is mainly for Copic markers and for ink blending. So I got that. And then I got some pretty fabulous little jewels from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. I got some cherry ones, some lemon, some blueberry, some gorgeous rainbow bright. Those are so pretty. So yeah, and they're like different sizes too, which is what I always love. I like that there's a mix of sizes. I think these are all 3 different sizes. So yeah, I want to get more of these. These keep selling out, all the solid colors and the mixes and that. So I got those. Just fabulous. I had a bunch of people asking me if I was going to get this is a new Gansai Tambi gem colors. I wasn't originally going to get these because I was like, I have a lot of watercolor and I have all those fabulous fine tech palettes, etc. I always have a hard time opening these. I don't like how their box flap is. There we go. Okay. But I couldn't resist. So they're pretty. My only peeve is there's no orange. So yeah, that kind of bugs me because it's like in a spectrum, although yeah, you can obviously mix. It'll be interesting to see how they mix though, it's just the pigments and whatnot, but they're still pretty. So yeah, and that's not exactly like yellow, it's yellow gold, but I like yellow gold, so I'm happy. Like, yeah, and they're the standard Gansai Tambi, like these ginormous pans. You don't get a ton, like the pans are a little bit deceptive, but you still get a good amount in them. So they're just fun. I have the starry ones that I've used in videos and the other pastel. So they're just pretty. So I got those. And then I picked up, I saw this, I didn't even know this existed. I got the Fuse matte and holster combo for when I use my Fuse tool. So it comes in that box and it's all, ooh, it's like very clingy. I like. And the cool thing about this is you sit it on your desk when you're using your Fuse tool. This hangs over the edge of your desk. This Fuse tool can go in this, and it says when it's on. This is meant to withstand, it says up to I think 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. So it is made for the Fuse tool. Like that just makes me happy because let me pull out my Fuse tool. I've said this many times. And I've shown this little, I have this little, and it'll be the same material, this silicone mat that's meant for like when you're using your curling iron and that sort of thing, to protect your counters. So I've been using that with this, which is fine. But I'm always, and I say this, no matter what though, always be aware of this when you have it turned on, because this entire section gets incredibly hot. Obviously it's a Fuse tool, that's what it's meant for. But this I love because when it's on, you're supposed to be able to literally, it shows right on the photo that you can have it sitting like that. So I'm still going to be aware of it because it's an incredibly hot tool. You don't want to leave this plugged in, if anything. Like I can't stress that enough. Like I don't know, I used to play with tools like this when I was younger, you know? I was just always very aware of the dangers of all of it and just to be smart. You know, I used to play with hot glue guns and stuff and do crafts in the middle of the night in my room. I was a weird kid, but you know, always be aware. But this is great. I like how it'll sit and cling even to my already like non-stick basically craft mat. This clings really nicely. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure, so I like that. I like the size of it. It's 12 inches by 12. The grid is 12 by 12, so it's about 12 and a half, roughly 12, almost 13 inches square, and then you got your little holsters. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to store it. That's the only little bit of a peeve, kind of, is the holster part of it makes it a little bit awkward to store. I guess if you fold it like this, and then I'll just roll it up. Yeah, mostly because it's just the way my desk is set up. I can't leave this at all times. Like if you could put it kind of on a corner of your desk and just have the holster hanging over, the tool unplugged and put away, that would be fine, but I can't do that here. But I like it. I like it. So I got that, and I actually got this a while ago and I just haven't had a chance to deal with everything. This is the Concord 9th. This was their December release, but it's all like kind of Valentine-y themed. And again, I had tons of people asking me if I was getting it, if I was going to promote it, use it, etc. So I have it. I need more time. So I got this absolutely adorable Stuck on You stamp set and Stuck on You dies. Talking about big stamp sets. Concord 9th, they're another one that does these huge sets. These images are massive. There's something about Concord 9th that's so unique. Like the way their style and the images they come up with and the style of their dies, etc. I've said this before, but I just love it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, you got a great big huge cactus and a smaller one and a couple different size of pots and then decorative elements and then little cacti, a little set of cacti. I love the Stuck on You. When life gets prickly, I'll stick with you. Hope your birthday's on point. Hi. So cute. And a little like label basically, or a little like sign where you could stamp those of course right onto there and have it like stuck in. So there's that. And then the coordinating die set, again, super cute. So it's got the dies, you know, that'll cut these out, the outline. But then you could use it without the stamps and use these ones that are just going to die cut the stitching kind of elements of these. So that's super adorable. And then there's this fun little pot one that'll create almost like a 3D pot. And on their site, they actually have where you can do several of them and like fold these in half and create like little 3D decorations, which I think is the cutest thing ever. So fun. So there's that one. And then there's another turnabout set. This is the polka dot turnabout set. I did a video at Christmas time showing their Christmas one. This will be the exact same sort of thing where you line it up, find the center, use the turntable, and then you can create a fun multicolored polka dot background with very little effort. You need a stamp tool with these. You wouldn't have to with this one if you wanted to just ink it up and stamp it and not worry about the placement, like of it really lining up, and just have a fun polka dot background. But if you want it to be used the way they've intended it, so that everything layers up perfectly, it's kind of hard to see these colors on screen. But yeah, it like a Misty or the Tim Holtz stamp platform, like a stamping tool is kind of a must with these, and that's what they were designed for. So that's that one. And another big set. This is the Love You So stamp set. So all these different layering images spelling out the word love that just give you a ton of different options, and then a bunch of sentiments. Love your face. I love that. Hugs and kisses. I love that I know you. Hashtag love. Love sucks. Chocolate helps. A lot of times I agree with that. You're my favorite. I love you so. Happy love day. Love. And then there's like just little decorative elements. I like little hearts, an arrow, a solid arrow, and then one that's open so you could attach it to the heart. I think that's so cute. So cute. So there's that. And then a really cute die set. So you could use these to like die cut a window or die cut the letters. There's a fun little heart that will cut out the heart with stitching, as well as a outline that you can or cannot use. And then the square will cut out the square outline with stitching right up to the edge. And you have a scallop square, so you can pick and choose what you want to use. It's just really cute. So they did a fabulous job, and they've already had another release, because like I said, this is their December release and they've already had their January release. I am behind. Speaking of being behind, finally got my hands on the Mama Elephant Botanic. Thanks. Anyone who's watched my videos the last couple of years know I am obsessed. I've done 3 or 4 videos on the Botanic Hello set that was very similar to this, obviously. It is one of my favorite stamps. I've used that one so many times. Like, it is stained, and yeah, I've done multiple videos on it. So this sold out, of course, but now finally got my hands on it. So it's a great big, this is a big stamp. It will cover the entire front of an A2 card, which I love. So yeah, this one is literally 5.5 inches across, whereas the Botanic Hello is just slightly smaller. So it's 5.5 by just over like 3 inches. So that'll take center stage on your cards. And then yeah, sending all my gratitude. You're the absolute best. Thanks for being you. I really, really appreciate you. And then just some little extra leaf images. I like that. And then I got this. I don't know. This came across. This was released. I don't even know when by Mama. This is the Framed Tags Park Avenue die. I'm not even sure when this was released. This is like old. But I just loved this big die with the scalloped edge. I love it. and I wanted it to be able to make shaker cards because I love the size of it, because this is perfect to fit foam tape. I'm almost positive that you don't have to cut down at all. It's like just slap it in there. And I really love this speech bubble die, how long and narrow it is with this little speech bubble. And then you have this really fun tag die, and then 2 actual separate options to top your little tag. I think that's adorable. And this large one is, yeah, it's exactly 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it will fill, you know, it'll frame the entire front of an A2 card. So finally got my hands on it. And then I ordered one more. I'm sure people were taking bets on how many I was going to order. Like, people were thinking I was going to stock up for life. I have said I would, but I will do that slowly over time. So now I have 2 packs of this. So my favorite things, black and white stripes. I lost my mind when they released that in, was that a week ago? Something like that, a little more longer. So yeah, I now have 2 packs of it. I'm good for a while. I will probably get more though, just so that I never run out in this lifetime. So, all that said, another thing, a ton of people have been recommending, a ton of people have been asking, a ton of people have been losing their minds over this. The Gemini die cut machine. Oh, finally got my hands on one. I do actually have both. I have the junior. This is the normal size one. I do have the big one. I literally don't have the space to show it on camera. Months and months and months ago, I had a ton of people saying, like, recommending this one above all other machines, and at the time it was impossible to get in Canada. Like, I was on the hunt. I set aside money for them, everything, but it was just impossible to find. And then the few places that did, the shipping was atrocious. But the minute you get one of these and feel how heavy the box is, it's insane. So since then though, Jennifer McGuire has recommended it, of course. And Simon Says Stamp now carries both sides of the machines, all the accessories, etc. Scrap and Stamp in Canada has now started carrying the machines, which is awesome. I do know that, yeah, Scrap and Stamp only ships within Canada. Simon Says Stamp does ship internationally. However, machines like this, because again, size and weight, there are surcharges for shipping to Canada and shipping internationally. Although, if you are international, you're probably not going to want one of these machines anyway. Not like these ones with like the US voltage, because that only works in United States and Canada. Like, you know, European countries and everything is like you have different voltage and whatnot requirements. So I know, I think like Crafters Companion, because aren't they based in the UK? They make, yeah, UK office. So I would look, you know, for suppliers in your own country. I'm not sure how many versions of these machines that are made, but I would assume there's at least a UK voltage one. I literally can't get this out of the box on camera. Like, this thing is, even the junior is big. I gotta put this box on the floor. Oh my gosh. So, thing is, ooh, it is about the size I expected it to be. It is, like I said, it's incredibly heavy. It's a lot heavier than I expected it to be, but at the same time that's a good thing, because like, one, they're well-made machines and they, you know, provide a lot of pressure. But I am curious how it all yeah, does its thing. So it comes with Gemini Junior. The big machine is similar, it just has a much larger cutting surface, whereas the Gemini Junior is, their cutting surface is 6 inches by, it says 8.9, so like 8.5, 6 by 8.5 roughly is your cutting surface. And it comes with like your cutting plates, rubber embossing mat, a metal cutting plate, a magnetic shim, a plastic shim. So it comes with all that, and again, the larger one comes with the same thing, just it cuts on a much bigger surface. So like, this is the junior. My small hands can't really help, but basically this machine is roughly 11 inches wide 7 inches deep, and then not quite, about 5.5 inches high. So to give you kind of an idea, and obviously you're gonna need a bit more space in front of it and behind it to feed the plates through, you know? So, because they're gonna have to go out and then they're gonna have to come out. So you're, just like any die cut machine really, you're gonna need some surface area. So I will, obviously, once I've had a chance to really play with this and whatever, if people are interested, but like I said, Jennifer McGuire's already done kind of more in-depth videos. But yeah, the big one, the cutting surface on that one, it will cut an entire like 8.5 by 11. Like that machine is huge. As of right now, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it, but this is the one I'm going to be using the majority of the time. So yeah, I will have links to everything. As always, I'm completely overwhelmed. I don't even know. I've been going on, it's late and so many things. But yeah, I will have links to everything and links to the random stuff I showed that wasn't part of the haul. I'll link to these fabulous machines. I'm so glad they were so hard to get before Christmas. I pretty much had to make deals with everyone to try and get my hands on the big one. And then this one, it was just a fluke. I was able to get it. But more and more places are getting them in stock. But like I said, the biggest thing you kind of have to look for is the shipping, because they are expensive for everyone to ship because they're so big and they weigh so much. Like this weighs so much. So yeah, just do your due diligence. But like I said, I will have links to everything, and I will always be back very soon with another video.